Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Boy Detectives Presents. My name is Anthony Zonfrelli.
And I'm Will Van Antwerp, and this is the presidential draft.
That is right. That is right.
This is exciting. Anthony, have you voted today?
I did not vote today. I mailed in early. Did you?
Nerd. Yeah, I voted today.
Nice.
You go for ranked choice voting?
I did.
Cool.
Yeah, I went for ranked choice voting because that's how my high school voted for president, and I won that, so I figured it's probably good.
And I'm just gonna quickly look over at my my map over here. I'd like to officially call Florida for Trump. So you heard it here first.
Is that conjecture? You're calling that, or are you?
That's my official call. I called it. It's done.
Okay.
Boy Detectives, before you call any more of the election, we do have a video that we need to play from last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play that.
Come on.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Just going out for a nice afternoon stroll. Me and my satellite dog. Say hi, Roger. And it's come to my attention that the poll results have been finalized for last week's draft, and oh, looks like I won. How about that? The kid's finally on the board. What can I say? I guess all those criticisms about how a horse can't be a good wide receiver because it doesn't have any arms, or a T-Rex costume isn't a good tight end because it has short arms, were kind of unfounded. So, what can you say? You know, first of many, and suck it, Anthony.
Yep, that was like 2016 all over again.
You love to see it. Whoever that was really put together a great video and looked really handsome, I have to say.
God, that was the worst. That was the most ridiculous team. I cannot believe it won. It was losing the last time I checked, hours before the poll closed.
Yeah. It's almost like I texted my family. And I just noticed something, right. A little bit of a good omen for tonight. The jersey I wear every week is number 46.
Beautiful.
Welcome in our 46th president tonight.
Hell yeah, that's great.
With that in mind, let's welcome in our guests for tonight's presidential draft, Britt Mitchell and Mark Romanoli.
What's up?
Hey, welcome to the show.
All right,
What's going on, everybody?
Hi, thanks for having us on this time.
Yeah, exciting day. Excited to be here.
Nice to meet you, Romo.
Nice to meet you as well, Clinton Dix. Is that?
Bill Clinton Dix, baby.
You should have made it D-I-C-K-S, given his.
Because he committed adultery. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So just to set it up a little bit, Clinton Dix. Did you vote today, and what was your experience like in 2016?
For me?
Yeah.
So 2016 is a blur. I was actually in that year Gorefest, and it was a president election themed, and I played the Trump-alike character. And
how apropos.
The information in 2016, we all were group texting, and we were all like, "It's my fault. It's all my fault. I was too charismatic." SpaghettiOs. But I mean, yeah. But right now, I'm good. Is that like how I'm doing now?
I think you did great, Mark. You voted for Trump, right? On the low.
No one was supposed to know, let alone
a secret.
Oh, man. No, my man Gary Johnson wasn't on the ballot this year, so it's a pretty tough choice. But no, we'll keep it a secret. I'll reveal it later for you.
Our first guest from the West Coast.
Really? Oh. I'm honored.
All right.
What west are you? Like how west?
Los Angeles, very west.
That's pretty west for me. All right, go ahead, nuclear football.
Let's do it. Let's get into the draft.
All right, Matt, if you can share my screen, please. Thank you. So we have our 4 teams up here. Will's team is nuclear football. Will, tell us about your coach.
Yeah, so my coach is going to be Billy Possum. That's right. He was a pet possum. Oh boy. I think by Woodrow Wilson. Does that sound right?
By Herbert Hoover is what you said in the
Hoover.
chat.
I always confuse my alliterative presidents. Anyways, he actually took over the residency of a raccoon who was supposed to be killed for Thanksgiving, but they kept him alive and gave him a home. And then when he moved out, the possum moved in. They kept him as the pet, and there you go.
True irony is that a possum is a very like trash, like going into the trash scavenger animal. And Herbert Hoover was president during the beginning of the Great Depression, and he did nothing about it. So it works out.
Yeah, exactly. Drain this one. Okay, what's up next?
So my team is the Big Sticks, and my coach is Socks. Bill Clinton's cat Socks, beloved mascot of that era. As a cat dad myself, I found it apropos. Britt, your team?
My team is the Bill Clinton Dicks, and my coach is Macaroni the Pony as a gift to Caroline and JFK Jr. By JFK. Very popular pet. And I think that Macaroni will really lead the pack because his name has to do with the song Yankee Doodle. And that's a significant song in the American psyche. So that's my TED Talk.
I see no fault in that logic. And Mark, your team?
So I had the Swamp Things coached by Tipsy the dog because obviously George Washington had to name his dog after being drunk, but I think he also had Drunkard and a few others. But Tipsy stood out. We're looking for really irrational decision making, shooting from the hip, and playing the analytics. I think
That's a real picture, right?
Love that. That's great.
1776.
I love it.
All right, well, let's get started for the draft order as we do every week with the 100-yard dash.
I've put our names in here, and when we start, this will determine the order.
Oh, this is just as stressful as everything else.
There we go. Don't let me
Oh,
get
wait,
down.
another race I have to pay attention to.
Will to an early lead.
You stupid possum. Let's go, buddy. The
this is
fastest.
ranked.
Me.
Oh,
Mark
no.
with no endurance.
What is
Oh,
it?
no.
One last
Woman in the lead.
This is close. Oh my God, Mark in first.
Oh, come on. How did that
Yes.
happen? I
Holy
swear,
shit,
I come
okay.
last every time.
Like my gender, I came up short. That's all right. That's fine.
Well, this is exciting. Mark, do you want to do the honors? 1.1.
So just to remind everyone what we're drafting here, we're drafting one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, a kicker, and a defense. Not necessarily in that order.
Well, I'm ready to go. I wasn't anticipating the first pick, but I think, every coach has to find his quarterback. So I'm going to go with the quarterback early. There's one stud clearly on the board. Knows him very well. I'm taking George Washington, the original leader, the best quarterback. Try to beat his halftime speeches.
Very good choice.
Yeah, I read today that his inauguration speech was under 2 minutes. So his halftime speeches, really pack a lot of inspiration per word.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't have an actual child because he didn't have enough seed from he had diseases when he was younger. So it's rumored that he was sterile or whatever it's called. He just didn't have sperm to have children. So it was actually good for the presidency because everyone was like, oh, are you gonna have an heir? And he's like, no, I'm the president. So it kind of worked out for that. And when Washington stepped down, everyone was like, fuck, what do we do? What are we gonna do?
That's the number one thing I look for in a quarterback.
And he was just like, I just want to go back to Mount Vernon and drink. And that's what he did.
With his dog.
It's one of the tallest presidents, too. So certainly John Elway is a fan.
There we go. I'm feeling good.
And Swamp Things are already saving money on mouth guards.
All right, Anthony.
All right. So with the 102, I'm gonna go ahead and take who I think is just the best athlete on the board here is my running back. I'm gonna take Teddy Roosevelt.
Ooh, number one running back on my board.
Oh, good. He was my backup.
He is the just most fascinating person I've ever read about. I mean, he is the bull moose. So right away, he's a grinder between the tackles. But he's also a boxer. He was a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He was a crazy hunter. I believe he kept a bear and a lion in the White House at one point. And what's important, he got shot and then made an hour-and-a-half speech afterwards without going to the hospital. Like, I think...
Yeah. His speech saved him, literally. He had it in his coat pocket, and when he got shot, like, the notebook has the bullet in it.
That's unbelievable.
And he literally was, I think you said this already, but he was on stage and was like, I was just shot, just so you all know, but you know what? I'm going to finish my fucking speech. And yeah.
Yeah, and that's the kind of resilience you want in your first overall pick.
The ability to play through injury is huge at the running back position, whether that's a tweaked ankle or getting shot in the chest.
No, James Conner's over here.
All right,
first round running back.
Yeah, not analytics.
You know what? The analytics hate it, but hey, we're going results over process here.
My favorite.
All right, Brett.
I am so shocked no one picked this yet, but it also shows me that I do my research. Sorry, that was a dig. I think that was a dig. For my wide receiver, I chose an actual fucking professional football player.
No.
Gerald Ford.
God damn it. All
He
right.
was just sitting for me at the turn there.
So Gerald Ford, he did play center in Michigan. He played in Michigan, by the way. He played professionally. Someone said he played wide receiver for Miami Dolphins. I don't believe it because it was on a Yahoo Answers. So,
that conflicts with my research.
Can I share my screen and show how hot he was?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me just show how hot he was. I think it's really important. Does everyone see that attractiveness? Like,
Damn.
look at him.
You get it.
Come on. He get it. Listen, I've been in quarantine for quite a few months right now. And like, not gonna lie, I'm gonna stop sharing because it's getting too thick in here. It's getting too thick in here.
So he was on 2 national champion Michigan teams. He was voted MVP of that team. That said, he was a lineman. So to be determined how those skills translate.
Skills for Gerald Ford?
Yes, as a wide receiver. The center to wide receiver is a notoriously difficult transition.
So here's the thing with transition. He made a very good choice. And like, this is going to be hot take. Him pardoning Nixon was a great choice because it showed.
What?
No, okay, hear me out. Because the country needed to, like, what's the word? The country needed to move the frick on. Because everything that happened with Nixon, like the entire American public, no different from today, can't trust like anyone. And Gerald Ford is just like, duh, all right, so here we go. I'm just gonna like help us out the best we can. And he was actually, people don't give him enough credit for what he did as president. He was actually a really good president. And yes, I'm looking at the chat now. He had enough seed. He had a lot of seed.
He had a lot of seed at the end of the Vietnam War. All right, so I quite frankly, I like all of your picks, but I think you're really going to regret letting me have this 1-2 punch because I already have my 2 picks picked out.
Yeah.
That's going to be running back, and I'm not just pandering to the crowd here. We are going to take my man, Barack Obama. You can't believe he lasted this long. Probably the most athletic president of my lifetime. The clips of him playing basketball. Anthony, why don't you bring that up for the crowd?
This was this weekend.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? Look at that.
Impressive.
The swag walking off the court too.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
That's what I do. And that's what I want to run back.
That is what you do, Barry.
No, I knew someone was going to take Obama, but like I was going to sacrifice Barack Obama for Gerald Ford. Like that's how serious I was about that pick.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I had him as my number 2, right below Teddy. So.
Yeah. And honestly, not as tall as you might think. So I think he fits in well at the running back position. All of us know you don't want a Frankenstein back there, but he's obviously got a lot of shiftiness, and I think his ability to play basketball lends himself to some good cuts. Now, let's go to the number one wide receiver on my board. I got a big smile as I say this. And first of all, actually, let me interrupt this to do a little can check. Is everybody drinking? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Mark, especially in Los Angeles.
Oh man, I feel soft. I've got water.
You're not soft. You're not soft. You're living your life the way you want. So you should be proud of yourself, Swamp.
That's our first water can check. Britt, what do you got there?
This is Deacon Giles. It is a distillery in Salem, Massachusetts. This is the Splash O'Cran. So it's Yankee Ingenuity vodka with natural cranberry flavor and carbonated water. It's very light in terms of like drinkability and just delish.
Anthony, what do you got?
I have a haze from Treehouse because
Where'd you
that's
get
what
that?
I've been in all week. Treehouse, not haze. I got that from Will,
Oh, how nice.
a great friend.
And then I too am drinking a Treehouse. It could potentially turn dark this evening based on how some things go, but we're not thinking about this, so I'm drinking a black IPA.
Nice.
All right. So thanks everybody for the can check and Mark for staying well hydrated. I think we could all learn a lesson from you.
Respect.
Let us move on to the first pick of the second round. I'm going to take at wide receiver, one of the tallest presidents we've ever had and a true hero to many. That's Abraham Lincoln.
Fucking
That's the tallest.
Oof.
What are you stressing about? You had to know he wouldn't be available for you in the second round.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
He wasn't on my list
Why wasn't he on
Wow.
your list?
because he was athletic. Yes, he did chop wood a lot in his youth. Yes, his insecurities and his mental illness was probably going to get in the way of him actually playing football.
I
will be
prefer that in a wide receiver. All the best wide receivers have a little bit of diva to them.
But he had a lot of mental illness. Like he was like, his wife ended up in a mental hospital. I mean, well, she kind of went off the deep end for multiple reasons, but
I don't know.
yeah,
Listen,
but he
I
also
I
fought
agree with
vampires. So
I'm not
fought
roasting.
vampires. He freed the slaves. He's 6'4", and he wrestled a bear. I'm pretty sure. So for me, that's my number one wide receiver on the board.
You know what? Yeah, I think it's a good pick, but I'm just like, I really thought about it.
Abe Lincoln, locker room cancer. I don't think so.
it's a hot
I
take.
mean, he's certainly not as efficient as George Washington with the halftime speeches, but the Gettysburg Address was only 4 minutes long. That really stood the test of time.
Will, I'm going to
So.
straight up defend you on your thought about that because I know his mental illness was bad, but man, he could tell a joke.
Hilarious guy.
Hilarious guy, that Abe Lincoln.
Yep. And lover of the theater. Let's move it on. Brittany. Brittany.
Did you just call me my full name? My full name is Brittany. If you weren't aware, some people thought it was Brethany or Brimothy. It's actually Brittany. So,
That's out of the bag there.
So, yeah, Jess in the chat. That's actually how you spell my name. That's why I go by Britt because I'm the only person in the world to be NAY. Fun fact. Anyway,
That's great.
my pick. My turn.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go for my quarterback here. I feel like
Okay.
I thought this was the one I thought about the most. I went back and forth, and I went with former Massachusetts governor Calvin Coolidge.
Ooh.
Because
Interesting.
that guy was so cool under pressure. He had his imperfections. He was very serious, very goal oriented. But I feel like so fun fact about him, he slept over 10 hours a day.
Me too.
And when he found out that Warren G. Harding died in office, Warren G. Harding died in Alaska. He was doing like campaign trail. Calvin Coolidge, he got out of his pajamas because he was sleeping when he found out. He was at his dad's farm in like Vermont. Got out of his
That's a
pajamas,
Coolidge.
wore a black suit, got sworn in at his father's farm, and then got back in his pajamas and went back to bed. Like what? Like, come on, a quarterback with that much swag, and like, there's like, if I could share my screen one more time, I'm going to actually show you a really good picture of Calvin Coolidge. Hold on. He loved to dress up. I know that sounds hold on. I'm trying to find him. He's in a cowboy outfit.
That's Reagan.
I feel like. All right. Can I share my screen? All right.
I don't know.
You can. You just have to share.
I did. You're right. I'm sharing it. So this is him in a cowboy suit. Hold on. Get a better view of this. Look at that bad boy. That's my quarterback right there. That's my quarterback. Like, and obviously
He's a real gunslinger.
Yeah, the original.
Ooh. All right, Anthony.
All right. I need some grit here at the wide receiver position, and so I don't subscribe to the fact that there are locker room cancers, though if there are, this man is definitely going to be one. As my wide receiver, I'm going to take Andrew Jackson.
Ooh.
Shitting me.
Defend that one, buddy.
So
you can have him.
So this to me is basically like taking Antonio Brown. He's a complete and utter badass. He was in over 100 duels. So there's a fantastic stand-up bit outlining all of this by a comedian named Joe Zimmerman. Look it up. He basically invented the assassination attempt. A man came trying to shoot him. Gun misfired. Pulls out a second gun. Also misfires. And then Andrew Jackson beats the shit out of him with his cane until the equivalent of the Secret Service has to pull Andrew Jackson off of the assassination attempt.
Yeah,
I just think he's an absolute maniac, and I want him on my side.
That honestly, you do, because he will kill you. But I would have picked Andrew Jackson's parrot over Andrew Jackson.
His parrot did swear a lot.
And he actually had to take the parrot out of his funeral because it swore too much.
See, now that's the type of shit I love in my locker room, just a fun parrot.
Yeah.
Until it starts pooping on everybody's stuff.
Nice.
Mark, let's close out the second round.
Well, I'm absolutely devastated because I had a giant star next to Andrew Jackson's name, and I was ready to take him as my wide receiver for the exact same reason, and his face is on the $20 bill. Come on. He's a superstar by all means. So I'm going a different direction. Instead of a run and gun offense, I'm going to roll with the big boys, and I'm going to take William Taft as my tight end. And we're going to start playing some power offense. We're just going for a unit here.
That's right. He was he's the stuck in a tub president, right? Is that?
I believe that is him. That is his call to fame. Again, I don't really have any other rationale besides the man is massive. He's mean. Look at it.
A great tight end pick.
Nick McGilla.
Can I be honest with you? I have a question. Football experts, I have a question.
Yeah.
Does your running back have to be strong-willed?
I mean, ideally.
Running back.
No, wait. What did you choose him as?
Tight end.
Oh, tight end. Does your tight end have to have like a strong decision-making skill?
No.
Not really.
Well, actually, Taft. Because oh my God! Oh, what a good pick!
Oh man!
Football. I know.
Britt was fading Taft.
Britt, let me answer your question with another question. Would you consider Rob Gronkowski to have strong decision-making power because he's the greatest tight end of all time?
No. No.
Okay. So then Taft is definitely the pick here.
Wow. I learned so much about football this evening. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Like, I'm going to be like, I'm playing fantasy football next year. It's going to be great. Like, real fantasy football.
Yeah, definitely apply this logic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I read that Taft got out of breath pretty easily just from walking from one to
Taft gained almost 200 pounds when he became president because he hated it. His real goal was to be Supreme Court justice. And actually, he swore in either Herbert Hoover or Calvin Coolidge. And that was the only time a former president swore in a new president.
Classic shoot for the moon and end up among the stars situation, aiming for Supreme Court. And
it's actually a pretty, like, it's sad, but also like triumphant. Like, I'm not going to go into it because we have a time limit, but William Howard Taft, like, definitely look up his his life, because I actually think he is fascinating individual.
All right. It's a tap in the bag. Mark, take us into round 3.
All right. Again, adjusting the strategy on the fly. We're just gonna keep with the power offense here, and I'm gonna draft my running back of Lyndon B. Johnson, just for his.
Okay.
No!
Look, this man is such a killer and so aggressive. He literally assassinated the person in front of him on the depth chart. He is the ideal running back.
Dude would wave his dick at world leaders to threaten them. He was
Jumbo.
6'2".
My team is not going to be fun to play. Let's just state that. They are going to be mean. They're going to hit you in the mouth. I'm ready.
Oh, what a good pick.
Honestly, like I looked up a whole bunch of stuff about LBJ, and everything I found was about his dick.
You got a
But
big
he-
one. You love to whip it
Yeah,
out.
there's the bunghole tapes where he had to call in to get his specially tailored pants to fit over his junk, like explicitly stating several times that he needed the balls to fit past his bunghole.
Yeah.
Holy guacamole. That
That's how
is
they make all pants now.
That's my running back.
ball.
It's your running back. That's right.
Yeah, you
That's
got
the
a
Marshawn Lynch right there.
I
Love it.
kind of like
big dick
LBJ
LBJ.
is also another fascinating president, underrated in terms of civil rights. He and like the whole thing about Vietnam. Yeah, the ball was kind of out of his court for that one. But he also liked to skinny dip.
So 1 for 1. 1 million dead in Southeast Asia versus, you had some fun stories about swimming naked. All right, Anthony, let's
All right. I think I'm gonna try to beef up my team a little bit more. I think we're running out of big guys here. So for tight end, I'm gonna draft Grover Cleveland.
Grover.
Which term? First term or the second term?
Ah, damn it.
Because that actually is part of my team.
That's a 50-50 right now. I don't fucking know. What would you rather me take?
First row.
First term. I don't
Damn
know.
it! That was mine.
Okay, good.
That's when he was good and honest. Fuck.
All right, should I? All right. I mean, he was 6 feet 270. That's kind of where I stopped researching because I was like, that's all I need. His name was Uncle Jumbo. Like, that's it. That's my tight end. He named his daughter. He named his daughter Baby Ruth. I assume after the candy bar.
Yep. Well, the candy bar was named after her.
Yeah, the other way, dude.
Candy bar was named after her, not the baseball player.
Think about that.
Yeah, it was named after her.
Hey, you know what? We're all learning stuff today.
Are you
Also,
worried about being associated with Cleveland?
I have
Not as bad as I am Washington.
I have a question about tight ends. Are tight ends? Do any tight ends bring controversy? Because he was actually controversial for a certain reason.
Would you call Aaron Hernandez controversial?
Oh yeah. Well, okay.
Sheldon Winslow Jr.
Grover Cleveland's wasn't as bad, but Grover Cleveland, 2 quick things. He actually fathered a bastard child, and he admitted, not only openly admitted it, but he was like, I'm going to support the child and the mother. And everyone was like, you know what? He committed adultery in Victorian society, but hey, he was honest about it. And that's how, like, one of the main reasons he won. And also, he secretly got surgery for a like throat cancer or something, and you can actually see the tumor at the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia.
Well, I'm glad we cleared up the throat tumor. Now he's ready to play.
He's badass. No, he's badass because he's like, I'm getting secret surgery.
Hell yeah. All right, Britt, your third pick.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with my tight end. And actually, I'm going to get my first choice for my tight end. I mean this in multiple ways. I'm choosing none other than John Quincy Adams for my tight end. And that is because this dude was made of steel. Because he would, speaking of skinny dipping, he skinny dipped in the regular. He thought cold ice water was good for the body. He didn't give a damn. He was basically his dad's son, which everyone knows John Adams is a crazy mofo. But his son was like at like 14 was doing like diplomatic work in Europe. And then he like was like, I'm going to get my father's job. He ran against Andrew Jackson, and a lot of the rumors that were spread about Andrew Jackson were true, and a lot of the rumors that were spread about John Quincy Adams were false. Like they spread the rumor that he was a czar of Russia, that he got a czar of Russia to like bring hookers over, or like sent American girls over to Russian czars, and like obviously that wasn't true. But John Quincy Adams, I think he's a really great pick. Can I I'm gonna share my screen because I found this really dope picture. Is that okay? Am I taking too much time?
No, go for it.
All right, yeah, I just want to check. I don't want to like take over
We're right on
this.
schedule.
This is important. I feel like, hold on, let me just, I found
And
this.
clearly,
picture.
Will and I are offering 0 right now. So you
Yeah,
are,
going.
yeah, roll.
So this is John Quincy Adams skinny dipping. This is what I Googled. I Googled John Quincy Adams skinny dipping. This is what I get.
Did you also mention that he has pet alligators?
I did not know that, and I'm so excited.
I'm gonna Google that as a fact check just in case, but I believe that came up in my research.
Okay.
Matt, do we have permission to go for 2 hours on this show? We're getting calls out from the chat.
Oh damn.
Okay. All right.
all right. Let's roll.
All
All
right.
With that in mind, I am going to take my number 1 tight end on the board, and that is the man, the plan himself, Dwight Eisenhower.
It's a good tight end pick.
Let's get him in here. Now, back in the day, and we're not drafting the most athletic versions of these quarterbacks or of these presidents, right? We're drafting them when they're interim. But back in the day, he was actually an All-American linebacker who went up against Jim Thorpe, right?
Yeah.
In the big Army game. And
And
said he won-
he also started running back.
exactly, right? So I think in today's NFL, you're a running back linebacker combo. That really translates these days to tight end. He was a thick man, and he said that he tried to kill Jim Thorpe. He tried to take him out of the game. He hit him so hard, but then Thorpe just got right back and was like, "Good job, buddy." And it was so demoralizing that he had to go become president. So he's a thick man, he's a big man, and he can hit hard, and that's what I want in my tight end.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Ike. They said that I like Ike.
I like Ike. I like Ike as the number 1 tight end on the board. So let
You wouldn't be able
us.
to drive on a highway if it wasn't for Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I'm always saying that. Please enlighten us to that piece of trivia that I don't know clearly.
Wait, more on
Why did he make highways legal?
Oh, well, he didn't make them legal. He started, well, not started, but he was a big person in the highway. It was the Highway Act or something. And this is when they built like a bunch of national highways to connect roads. So like people could like, and that's where suburbs started. Men coming home from the war after World War II, women were like, okay, we can go back in the home now and have the babies because the husbands are home. And this whole thing of domesticity happened, which, obviously had its negative effects, but also the Highway Act really brought everyone able to travel, and it really expanded America. Like it was probably, I think, in my opinion, just as big as the railroads for business and for commerce and for social life.
Talking to a big railroad guy, but I get it. Eisenhower also, spoke out against the military-industrial complex, but he kind of did it at the end of his presidency, so a little too late for me, my man. Now let's go into the 4th round as I take my quarterback. Quite frankly, I don't know if it's a little bit of a third rail here, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger because I'm not drafting based on, the quality of these men's souls. I'm drafting because I want a good football team. I'm drafting George W. Bush as my quarterback. Matt can show my screen.
Yeah, no, he was on my list.
I just want to make sure everybody's seen this.
Oh, I love this video.
Right down the middle.
Can't argue that accuracy.
All the pressure on him. 9/11 just happened. Stepped out in New York and threw a 65-mile-an-hour strike right down the middle. That's
I
exactly.
didn't realize
what
it was
wanted
that clutch too.
No, legit, war crimes make you a good thrower. Like, come on.
Is that a correlation?
I mean, if you don't make a war crime, you're not a president. Am I right?
See, I had him as a kicker because if he ever runs out of shoes, someone would just throw some to him.
That's pretty brilliant.
Well, I do like that he's able to kind of avoid the pass rush, right? You can dodge.
That's true.
You can dodge.
That's true. He's got that QB evasion in the pocket.
Exactly. All right, Britt, we're back to you.
All right. I'm going to go with my kicker too. And I'm actually going to go fictional for this one, but I feel like it's obvious why I chose this. I chose President Harrison Ford from that movie. What's the movie called where he's president on the plane and he kicks the guy off the plane? He says, "Get off my plane." And he
Air
kicks
Force One.
Air Force One.
Air Force One. So my choice is Harrison Ford as president in Air Force
Wow.
One.
Multiple Fords on Team Brit.
What's up?
I said you got multiple Fords on Team Brit.
I do. Yeah, my team is Ford tough, if you will.
Tough.
But I'm just gonna put on. Actually, I don't think you have time for YouTube link, but you guys look it up yourselves. You look up Harrison Ford, "Get Off My Plane." You'll get the idea.
Anthony.
Man, I'm running out of picks that I actually think are good picks. I'll say that. I still don't have a quarterback. I think I'm just going to go full late round QB strategy here and punt on a quarterback. I think I'm going to take my defense. And for defense, I'm going to take John Wilkes Booth.
Oh.
Good.
Oh, wait a second. How dare you?
So that protects me against Will's team because I'll just take out his wide receiver. And then it was in Ford Theater, so I feel like any away game at Brit is really a home game for my defense.
That is so good.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm floored.
wait to hear my defense. It's pretty fucked.
I kind of regret not taking my defense instead of W because I'm very worried it's going to get taken. All right, Mark.
I have Mark on the turn.
Oh man. All right. I'm also going to take a defense, but I think I went a different way on this defense. It's not necessarily John Wilkes Booth or anyone in a similar vein. But, look, defense begins in the trenches. I'm going with the president who won us the first war in the trenches, Woodrow Wilson. Give him to me. Bringing it home and solidifying the trenches and the D line.
I love it. Now, is he pre or post stroke?
Sorry, what was that?
Is he pre or post stroke? I would assume pre, right?
Pre at the start of his career.
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, I just want to make sure because some people might be like, I want to take post stroke president. That's fine. It happens. So I respect either way.
Yeah. I think we're gonna keep with pre. Maybe we'll get to post when it's like a contract extension or something. We'll find a way to navigate that.
Awesome.
All right, Mark, you're back on the clock here.
All right. I'm gonna draft a kicker, I think, next. And when I thought of this guy, I thought of the ultimate ass kicker, and who, as a president, was the best ass kicker. It's Ronald Reagan. I hope it doesn't indicate which way I'm voting here, but Ronald Reagan, the trickle down economics, best ass kicker.
Reaganomics. You should have just had Reaganomics as your defense.
Yeah.
Now, is there any concern about the fact that he had severe dementia by his second term? I kicked the ball the wrong direction.
That's fine. We just got to line him up and point him at the goalpost. I'm not too concerned about it.
I mean, he did play a football player in a movie. That's got to bode well for him.
Yeah, he's a hero.
I think you have to be a little bit worried that John Hinckley was recently released from prison.
He was?
He was, yeah. He's a free man.
Holy
And he might want another shot at impressing Jodie Foster.
Ooh.
Okay. Anthony.
Okay. So what do I need? I need a QB and I need a kicker. For QB, I feel like I'm taking Johnny Manziel with this pick. For QB, I'm going to go with JFK.
No, that's a good choice.
That's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
I couldn't find a good place for him. Why don't you tell us about why you liked him at QB?
So I liked him at QB because Obama was already taken. No, I think he's got the quarterback face as an old school scout would look for. He definitely boned a lot, which I think probably is like what the high school quarterback does. I'm just hoping that translates at this level.
He was a sex addict. He was a sex addict. It was like he was actually a sex addict.
Totally, and I assume Peyton Manning is too.
He gets so much football puss. Like you have no idea.
For sure. And JFK was in the Navy. Like he was no slouch. I read a thing that he like saved a guy after their shipwrecked by like carrying a dude by his life vest in his teeth for like 4 hours. So,
whoa.
I like having that in a quarterback, even if he doesn't give a shit about anything else.
No, JFK actually is a really good person. So like I respect.
Yeah, had some health issues by the end, and I'm pretty excited. For
The very end.
Spoilers, but I'm pretty excited for my defensive pick.
Damn it.
A little bit of revenge on board.
Okay, Britt.
All right. My defense, I think, is stacked, and it might go against number regulation, but I really think it's important. But my defense is going to be all of John Tyler's 15 children. 15 damn children. And they recently, a couple years ago, interviewed his living grandson. That's how deep his seed was. You can see where my team lies. The sperm count is high, meaning the touchdowns are going to be high. All right?
Not like you, Mark, you piece of shit. No sperm on your team.
Yeah, I feel really bad about my team now.
All of them, 15 children are my defense. Get at it. Get like some strong ass seed. All right, I'm done. That's all I had.
All right, Will.
All right. So, the fun thing about being the last pick in the first round means that you get to be the first person to finish off your team. So I will take what I consider to be the number one kicker on the board, and that's going to be Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Carter, surprisingly, was actually a pretty good athlete, if you look it up, especially as a runner, which obviously leg strength is key. And then obviously he's had maybe the most longevity building houses and helping out after his presidency. He's obviously got some semblance of athleticism there.
Yeah, I was legit talking with my roommate about how Jimmy Carter really set the precedent for post-president humanitarian skills. Yeah, no, he was like, I mean, he was really the first president post-presidency to actually like, I'm gonna make a damn difference. Like the other presidents either died or resigned or like didn't like were too old to do anything. They went to like Mount Vernon and drank. Like so he was like the first president to really like, I'm going to make a difference. And he really set a precedent for, I mean, he's still alive. I mean, knock on wood. Oh my God. Sorry,
he died tonight, Brett.
He did shit in office, but I'm a huge Jimmy Carter fan, like as a person.
As a guy, the peanut farmer. And then I just think, going off all you said, very strong kicker energy about him. You look at him and you're like, that guy's the kicker. Crisis of confidence speech, that's a kicker move.
And I'm going to be honest, massive amount of seed. Massive amount.
I'm not even going to ask a follow-up question. I think we're running out of time. All right, let's round it out. My defense, good luck, especially to Anthony, but I want someone that can take out any president at any time and has a history of doing so. So I'm going to draft the CIA.
What the fuck?
Well, is that tinfoil under your head?
There's no tinfoil under my head. I just think if you review the evidence of exactly what happened on that fateful day on the grassy knoll, whether or not. somebody was pulling the strings there, and it wasn't just a lone shooter. And I think that we understand just how much power the CIA has going back to World War II when it originated as the OSS. And I'll leave it there because this is a public stream, and I don't want anything to happen to me.
Yo, you're on a list now. You're on a list now.
Based on my Google history, I was already on a list, but now I'm on a super list. And I gotta say, none of your teams are safe.
No, I agree. My team is not safe. I'm nervous now.
Keep the
Well,
top
Briz,
up.
it's your last pick.
Mine?
Pick a running back. Yep.
A running back, huh? All right. So can you is it cheating when I ask what are the qualities of a running back?
Fast, powerful. They get the ball handed off to them and they just run.
Great, got it. All right. So you know how Woodrow Wilson was your choice, Mark?
Yes.
You went pre-stroke. I'm going with Edith Wilson, the wife, first lady of Woodrow Wilson, because she actually ran the White House after his stroke. And yeah, so I'm going with Edith Wilson because I feel like
Wow.
you can't run without me, Mark. You can't run without me.
Incredible.
Like,
The Wilson handcuff.
My entire team under mine.
That's the first running back handcuff we've had drafted on this show. That's incredible.
Quick,
So
pick
Edith
Melania.
Wilson, not to like humble brag. Edith Wilson, she loved her husband dearly, and he had his foibles, racism, and his favorite movie was the KKK movie, not League of Nations.
Pride of a Nation.
Thank you, Pride of a Nation. And that's a different story. So he got a stroke, and he was trying to get the League of Nations to be a thing, which is what we know now as the United Nations.
Birth
And
of a Nation.
yeah, Birth of a Nation. Thank you to MB Studios for that reminder. So she basically dismissed everyone from going into the White House bedroom and she propped him up and was like, "Oh, he's doing great," and he made him look like he was signing papers and shit. She's made a lot of the decisions, and obviously his Congress and House didn't pass the League of Nations that he had, but she ran shit. She ran shit so hard, and she's very underrated as a first lady. So I just want to get the word out. Edith Wilson is bae.
Our first successful weekend of Bernie's president.
Yeah, no, legit.
All right, Anthony.
All right. All right. I think I'm definitely taking the kicker, or I'm taking the president with the most kicker energy out there, and it's got to be William Henry Harrison.
Wait.
He, literally only because he kicked the bucket is my entire thought process.
Mhm.
If he can kick a bucket, he can kick a football.
Oh God.
And Mark, round us out.
Holy crap. That's hilarious. I thought about that too. But I also know a lot of his history. I'm not going to get into it because it's really dark and bad. And we want to stay away from dark and bad, but that's why I didn't pick him. Also, 31 days in office. So
That's what you need from a kicker.
he's going to be 31 days.
It's a short-term contract.
He's going to die.
That's right.
It's a prove-it deal.
That's right. Hey, we'll just cycle.
He had one of the longest inaugural speeches, over 2 hours. He's gonna take his sweet ass time getting ready for that kick, and he's gonna get a cold. He's gonna get a cold.
He iced himself.
Yes.
All right, Mark.
All right, Mark. Last pick of the draft.
Let's close it
All right.
out.
Yeah, well, pretty much everyone I wrote down has been chosen, but I kind of ground into what makes a good wide receiver, and they have to be elusive, they have to have a quick release, and they have to know how to score. So I'm taking my man, Bill Clinton, best wide receiver.
I'm so happy he got taken.
Yeah,
Don't know how he wasn't.
Yeah.
Don't know how he wasn't.
That was the line of the draft too.
Great job. All right, Mark, want to just give us a quick summary of your team? Let's run through it.
So, I got my man first overall. Again, George Washington, best leader in the clubhouse. Rounded out with the big boys. I'm pumped. We're going to play some power football. And I think Bill Clinton's going to be the superstar that we needed. So I'm excited. I'm really worried about Clinton Dix, though. Really undermine my whole defense. What a trade. Let's talk.
Britt,
Round up
talk
my
us through
team.
your team. Yeah.
Listen, the haha Bill Clinton Dicks, they're here for the championship, and not the championship of football, but the championship of having babies. So stacked in the sheets and stacked in the field. My coach is Macaroni the Pony. He will lead the way. He will bring love and joy to the team, as well as a real good strength. My quarterback, Coolidge, he keeps keeping cool with Coolidge. That was his legit quote. Gerald the fucking Ford is my wide receiver who played for Michigan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
John Quincy Adams. He got seed. He's my tight end. Multiple reasons, because his end was tight when he was swimming nude in the Potomac. My kicker, Harrison Ford, get off my plane. My defense, all of John Tyler's 15 children, got the numbers. They probably had seed too. Weird. Anyways, my running back, Edith Wilson, is going to fuck shit up and run that shit. And that is my team.
It does sort of seem like you had an ulterior motive to drafting the best team, and it was who has the most sperm.
Yeah. And you let JFK fall to me.
Listen, our Oval Office was toy. It was toy. Okay? Don't at me. All right?
All right. Anthony, why don't you take us through the big sticks?
Well, I was about to say my team's not going to win any peace awards, but that's not true. Teddy Roosevelt did win the Nobel Peace Prize. So Teddy Roosevelt, the bull moose at running back, Andrew Jackson keeping it real on the outside. I got Grover Cleveland with some size, and Henry Harrison, just the biggest kicker energy of all time. JFK, the face of the franchise, and John Wilkes Booth picking people off. All right. Will?
Yeah, with an eye on the clock, nuclear football, again, really, really funny, tying together the presidency. It's not a pun with the ultimate goal of football drafts. So anyways, my coach, Billy Possum, the kind of crazy ass, right in the trash can energy you want from a coach. He's almost like an Ed O, Coach O from LSU type coach. Running back, probably the most athletic guy on the board, Obama. Wide receiver, we got a tall guy, freed the slaves, Lincoln. Tight end, we have Dwight Eisenhower, just built like a behemoth, a lot of strength and a history of playing football. QB, not the best guy, but what are you going to do? George W. threw a strike right down the middle after 9/11 at Yankee Stadium. Kicker, I disagree with your assessment earlier, Anthony. I think Jimmy Carter is the strongest kicker energy on the board, so I took him. And he's got famously strong legs. And the defense, keep your third eye open. That's right, it's the CIA. We have a few more minutes. So just quickly, let's start with you, Mark. Is there anyone on your board that you wish had been taken and you just didn't have the opportunity to draft?
That I have left on my board?
Yeah.
I was trying to find a place for James Madison. I really couldn't figure out how to get him in the lineup. He's kind of a spark plug, maybe too small to play in the league. And then
5'4".
Yeah, and then James Monroe, who was this buddy who just really hated colonialism, also couldn't find a spot for him on the team, but maybe next year.
Britt.
So I had one I really wanted to put on my team, but I just couldn't find the room because of how mentally unhinged he was. But John Adams, but not John Adams, the real actual president, but the Paul Giamatti version of John Adams. I feel like it would have been great on my team. The energy he brought to that role and like bringing John Adams to life, I thought was really, really good. Another person I wanted to put on my team, one more, was Harry Truman. And someone actually mentioned it already in the comments because he dropped the bomb. But I think his decision-making skills were like super quick, because when he became president after FDR died, they were like, hey, so he was working on this thing called the Manhattan Project. We have something that can destroy the Earth. Should we drop it on Japan? And he was like, this is my first day in office, but yes. Yeah. So, you know, it's very controversial, obviously. And, you know, I don't want to get into it, but I feel like Harry Truman was very, like, the buck stops here was his slogan. And I feel like that he actually was a decent president. So I was thinking Harry S. Truman, but
Truman would have been a good pick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all I had extra really were defenses, and I just had the Illuminati, I had lizard people, and I had polio as a possible defense.
I know I thought about FDR for my quarterback, but I was like, he would be good because he just had to throw. He didn't really have to run, I guess. But like FDR, I feel like is, you know, we all know the shit he did. So
yeah, I mean, after Lincoln was taken, Wilkes Booth was a no-brainer for me.
That makes sense.
And Will.
All right. Yeah. So the only one I regret that wasn't drafted, but I thought about doing it, was Trump. So let's give a big shout out to our guests, Britt Mitchell and Mark Romanoli. Thank you guys so much. Everybody,
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
As always, check out Anthony on Twitter or the 2MB Studios on Twitter. We're going to post the results of the draft, and you can vote on your favorite team. We'll be back
haven't
next
gotten
week.
enough voting.
Yeah.
There will be coverage after this, a political talk show after this. Stay tuned for that if you'd like to stay distracted. And this has been Boy Detectives. I wish we had a catchphrase.